Hello all and welcome to Duplicate Success International Monday Night Webinar. Today is Monday, October 16th. My name is Randy Crebs, Gold Director from Salt Lake City, Utah. I have the distinct honor of introducing the host of tonight's webinar. He's a very well-respected business leader and mentor in this industry. You'll definitely want to have your pen and paper out, sitting up, paying attention, and taking notes as you learn how this industry expert continues to build his business successfully. He has achieved the rank of Emerald Director within our company. He is a co-founder of Duplicate Success International. He is an amazing leader, mentor, and most importantly, I'm very proud to call him my son. Jared, are you on the line?
Hi. I am, Dad. Thank you for the great introduction. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, welcome to the webinar. I'm super excited for our content. We have some great things to share with you tonight. And before we get started, I just want to remind you of our DMO, our daily method of operation. If you do these three things, you will be successful in your business. Number one is to do one event per week. That's either a home mixer or local event. Events are very important. Actually, it's not in order. We need to change the order. So number one is to do your 222 for the day, and that's 2 presentation videos out, 2 follow-ups with prospects on the fence, and 2 calls to existing clients or team members. And then number 2 thing is to do 15 minutes of personal development each day. You know, anybody can listen to an audio or read a book, or being on a webinar like this definitely counts for your 15 minutes of personal development. And then number 3 is do 1 event per week, and that's a home mixer or a local event. But events make money. They say more meetings mean more money. And so really these events, hosting an event or being at an event weekly is a great strategy. So if you do these 3 things every week, you will be successful. And it's just a matter of time of just building your business the right way. This strategy has been proven to work. Now, to have a breakthrough in your business, these are the 3 keys. You have to have a good strategy, and the DMO works. Every time I do the DMO, I make money. I help other people. I have more fun, and it's a great system to follow. But the number 2 thing is the stories you tell yourself. You know, you have to tell yourself positive stories. You have to tell yourself that you can succeed. You have to tell yourself the right thoughts, because the stories you tell yourself are basically what's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say that you're too old, or you don't know technology, or you're too young, or whatever, all those stories, you have to make sure you get rid of those stories and replace them with stories that you can be successful and you can do this and you can help others. And then number 1 is the state that you're in, and that's your energy and your state of mind. When you're making your phone calls, make sure you're standing up. Make sure that you're in good energy. Make sure that you're happy. If you're in a bad mood, or you're not in a good state, if you're too maybe tired or whatnot, make sure you get a little power nap in and get your state back before you start working your business. So that's really important things for your business. And so we're going to recognize some people who have been following these strategies. And how can you tell? Because they're signing people up. So the first one is to let's welcome the new clients. So welcome Barbara Billingsley, new client introduced by myself and my wife, Crystal. Barbara's a great friend, and super excited for you, Barbara, to be on your products. Also welcome Tammy Rogers, new client introduced by Lillian Galdiano. Way to go, Lillian, and welcome Tammy. All right, and special recognition. We were actually number 22 top emeralds last week. Thank you, team, for all your support. We really appreciate and love you. And Lillian Galdiano was number 13 top client enroller in the United States last week. Way to go, Lillian. Super proud of you. All right, special announcements. There's a free welcome kit now. The welcome kits have been updated. Look how cool they are. I can't wait to see this welcome kit. I think it's going to be awesome, especially for our new associates. I know that Patty Waltman and Doug Waltman got their free welcome kit already, and they were so excited because they got the USANA blender bottle, and they have like a little backpack, and they got great literature and the Jim Rohn audio CD. Honestly, I got to give the company some big kudos for this. And, you know, it's still $29.95. That's included in the when they start their business, but it's going to be free for the next 4 weeks. So that's starting actually Saturday the 14th and going through November 4th. So yeah, it's exactly, I'm sorry, that's 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks. So for the next 3 weeks, this will be free. So your new associates will not have to pay the $29.95 fee, and they'll be able to have their business. and their free welcome kit. So all new associates enrolled between August 16th and November 17th are eligible for a commission bonus. So this is like another cool thing, because if you enroll someone now, they're going to get the free welcome kit, plus they're going to be eligible for a commission bonus. And what that is basically in their first 90 days, they're going to get a 25% volume bonus, meaning if they make $1,000 in their first 90 days, they'd get an extra $250 check as a bonus. Whatever they make, if they make $10,000, then they'd get $2,500 bonus, right? So that's how it works, and the commission volume is really, really nice. So it's a great incentive to help your new associates make as much money as they can in their first 90 days. And even if they sign up on the last day of the incentive, the 90 days begins on the day that they enrolled. Big congratulations to Brenna O'Reilly, who is currently participating in the 25% bonus program. Great job, Brenna. Big congratulations to Christina Ferris, who's also in the 25% bonus. And big congratulations to Patty and Doug Waltman, who are also in the 25% bonus. We also have the GoPro and Wincentive going on right now, and this incentive goes through October 27th. So we have 2 weeks left. It's still anybody's game to win. This incentive is all around going to the GoPro event in Las Vegas, which is coming up next month, featuring Eric Worre, Mr. GoPro himself, also Anthony Robbins, the top motivational speaker in the world, and also Pitbull, the famous, world famous recording artist, and also an entrepreneur. Not only these three, but they're going to have about 20 different speakers from the network marketing industry from different companies, and they all make over 6 figures per month. Not 6 figures a year, 6 figures a month. So those of you who think that your USANA business is just a little side part-time thing, well, I got news for you. This can be a career that can pay way more than a surgeon, way more than a doctor. It can do so much for you, and you're going to see it at GoPro and what is really possible in our industry. That's the most exciting part. Right now, we have in first place, we have Phyllis Walker with 62 points. Carlos Gomez and Jared Harris are tied in second. But there's a lot of people right on their tail as well. This really is anybody's game still with 2 weeks left. And remember that not only do you win cash prize for being in the top 3, but the top 8 people are going to get mentored by the top golds and above in our company. And so you guys know how you get points, but if you're wanting to play and you haven't played already, make sure you contact your sponsor and they can explain. But yeah, this is literally anyone's game to win right now, and there's 2 weeks left. We are what we consistently do. Excellence is therefore not an act, but a habit. So the prizes is first place is $400 cash. Second place is $250 cash, and third place is $150 cash. That's for the people who go to Vegas. If they don't go to Vegas, then the cash prizes are cut in half. So we want to basically give the most cash to the people that go to the event in Las Vegas, which that pays for a lot of your event for sure. But wait, there's even more. The top 8 people are going to get mentorship from one of these top 8 gold and above directors. So that is exciting, because imagine having 30 minutes to ask any question you want to a USANA $1 Million Club member. How valuable would that be? All right, so it's anyone's game to win. Let the games begin. Also, I want to make an announcement that this Wednesday, October 18th, we have Diamond Director Jay Lehman, who's going to be on our advanced call. And we are now opening up our advanced call to everybody in Team DSI. Okay, so whether they do their WAP or not, we're going to invite everybody to these calls because they're so good. And the other thing is, these calls are now open to your guests. So if you have a guest that's considering USANA, you definitely want to have your guests on these calls. I mean, I know that it's like in the middle of the day, but this is a chance for your guests to get a major story. I mean, Jay Lehman, he was a former linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, no joke. He's an NFL football player. He's now retired. He was dealing with like concussion symptoms and things like that in his retirement. And USANA has totally transformed his health. And he's a Diamond Director, so it's been huge for his finances as well. And So I just want to encourage you guys to be on there and get guests on these webinars. Again, that's for 12 noon Central, 11 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. Pacific. But these calls are amazing. And I want to encourage you to get guests on these calls as well. All right. So lastly, when you make a new client, please post on USANA Clients page. Add them here to the group and make a post and make them feel special and important. When you get a new associate, please add them to the Team DSI page. Add them here, make a post there. It's very important to get everybody on who's in the team so they can get all the updates. And thank you for commenting. You've been doing a great job commenting. I really appreciate all of you for commenting and making our new associates and clients feel welcome. Also, the Dr. Ladd VIP program is available, and this is a great program where you can actually ask Dr. Ladd exactly your question. And if you want access to his protocols where he says what vitamins to take and when to take them, you can get that for $29 a year. However, if you want to actually have a conversation with Dr. Ladd and ask him questions on Facebook in his private group, then that costs normally $199 a year, but with our Team DSI coupon code, it's $129 for the year. And again, imagine having access to a doctor who's used the USANA products with thousands of patients. I mean, this is a VIP program. Only the best of the best USANA associates have this. So I want to encourage you guys to get this when you can in your budget. Just go to drladdvip.com and use the coupon code. And get well soon, Viola. We love you so much. My mom had her second chemo today, and she did really, really good. She bounced back completely from the first chemo, and she did lose her hair. So you've seen on Facebook, she's got her little turban on, and she looks great. She looks beautiful and cute. And Mom, I just want to say we are 100% behind you. We love you so much. We are so proud of you. There you are with your USANA vitamins and your USANA stuff. I know that it's helping you tremendously through your chemo and everything. So we love you, Mom. Get well soon, and thank you for being such a great inspiration to our team. All right, we're going to take a 5-second pause for our editing, and then we have a great training ready for you. Here we go. Hello, my name is Jared Crebs. I'm pictured here with my wife, Crystal. We are Emerald Directors, co-founders of Team DSI, and tonight's training is all about the GEMS. And what the GEMS basically stand for is the 4 personality styles that if you know these personality styles, you are going to be very successful with your prospects. The thing that really made an impact with me when I learned this was I had no idea that I was an emerald and that my wife was a sapphire. And me and my wife, Crystal, learned this from Danny Johnson. And when we learned about these personality traits, we learned how to speak each other's language. I, as an emerald, learned how to speak a sapphire's language, and that made her appreciate me a lot more. And her, as a sapphire, learned how to speak my emerald language, and that made us get along. I don't say this all the time, but we actually were considering breaking up. And when we learned the GEMS, it really actually brought our relationship back together and closer, and now we've been happily married for 3.5 years. This is life-changing information, and that's on a personal level. But also in the business, I was able to figure out which associates are rubies, which associates are sapphires, which associates are pearls, and speak to them in their language in a way that they're going to respond. And it was after we learned this information and started to apply it that we had our first 6-figure year in USANA. So this is important information, and I want to really encourage you to not only figure out which gem you are, but figure out which gem your partner is, your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your kids. Figure out what gem everybody is and learn how to speak in their language. And so that's what this training's all about. It's going to be something we're going to go through each gem and basically talk about what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, what motivates them, and how to talk to them in just conversations that's going to get the best performance with them, you know, and even as a client, you know, if your client's a sapphire or ruby or pearl. So let's go ahead and zoom in on this. And this is, if you don't have a pen and paper, I highly recommend that you get one just to take notes. But we're going to actually zoom in on this. Just give me 1 second here, everybody. Of course, my computer's taking its sweet time. Let's see here. All right, so the first one we're going to talk about is the sapphires. Why are we going to talk about the sapphires? Because the sapphires are the most fun. The sapphires have the most fun. And so we're going to talk about the sapphires first. And the thing about the sapphires, you might be a sapphire if your perfect gift is a group experience or game. You like to play games, you like to have fun. You might be a sapphire if you believe rules were made to be ignored, especially if they stop your fun. Okay? You love being the limelight. You definitely have the most damaged hair in the four groups because you like to dye your hair many different colors, i.e. my lovely wife, Crystal. Your desk is a mess and you're always 10 minutes late. And you don't want anyone to clean up your mess because then you won't be able to find where anything is. And that is a sapphire. Your energy is contagious. You light up the room and you spread positivity. And so a sapphire, how it works in the business is the sapphire wants to have fun. So if you find somebody that's a prospect or an associate that you know that has colored hair or that wears really bright clothes, or they're just loud people, they can't sit still, they're always the life of the party, then that person is a sapphire. And what you want to do with the sapphire is you tell them how fun it's going to be to build their business. And if they think and hear that it's fun, then they're going to do it. They're going to sign up. They're going to show up. When you say, oh man, we're having this mixer, it's going to be a blast. There's going to be all these people there. It's going to be so much fun. Meet me at 7:30 at the Holiday Inn or 7 o'clock at the Holiday Inn. Your sapphire is going to be there because you talked about fun. Okay. Now the sapphire's strength and the sapphire's gift is encouragement. They're very good at encouraging. They're very good at making things happen. But the sapphire's weakness is organization, being organized, following up, following through. So here's the thing: you need sapphires because sapphires add the life to the party. Where I went wrong was I was trying to make my sapphire wife into an emerald, and that was creating all kinds of problems. We're going to talk about the emeralds in a minute, but when I learned that, okay, she's a sapphire, I'm going to respect her as a sapphire, then that's when we started to have a great relationship. And I was able to also do really well with sapphires in my business. So I want you to type in some names of some people that you think are sapphires on the team, or if you are a sapphire yourself, in the chat. I want to see who you guys think is a sapphire besides Crystal. Or if you're a sapphire, or any prospects or any family members, who in your life is a sapphire? So send me a chat. And while you're doing that, we're going to go to the next gem. And we're going to center it here. Got our first chat. Sally is a sapphire. You are, Sally. Interesting. Well, you're always the life of the webinar, so I bet you're the life of the party. Becky Armstrong, definitely. Becky Armstrong is a sapphire. She loves to have fun. That's what she's going to be doing in Las Vegas at GoPro. Haha. All right, so now we're going to talk about pearls. Okay, so I just moved it to the center here. You might be a pearl if your perfect gift is personalized or shows that someone was thinking of you especially. All right. So a pearl is very, very sentimental. The pearl will never get rid of any of the family heirlooms or any of the, they'll hold on to like everything because it's all so sentimental. As a pearl, you hate confrontation. So, pearls don't want to cause a fight, cause a stir, get in your face. And if you have a pearl in your life, you got to talk to them in the right way. You can't confront them or be like that because they'll close down. The pearl, you thrive on being part of something bigger than yourself. So a pearl, I'm not going to talk to a pearl about making money because they're not motivated by money. The pearl is actually motivated by a cause. So I would talk to the pearl about the Children's Hunger Fund. I would talk to the pearl about helping people with their health, changing people's lives. That's what's going to motivate the pearl. And you could also talk to the pearl about helping people's finances because it's about helping people. But make sure you're talking about helping people. That's what's going to motivate the pearl. Also, the pearl is quiet, introverted, and calm. Okay, so and a pearl likes to wear clothing that's like, not so form-fitting. They'll like clothes that are more breathable. They'll wear clothes that are more earthy tones, earthy colors. And loose fitting, and people, the one of the best things about the pearl is people know that they can count on you. And sometimes they take advantage of that. So the pearl, sometimes, their weakness is that they let people take advantage of them sometimes. Like maybe they lend out money and then they never collect. They never get paid back, or they help people so much that, they forget to take care of themselves. So the pearl definitely, that would be one of the things that the pearl can work on is standing up for themselves and making sure that they're not taking advantage of, and people know that they can count on you. But so that's the pearl. Now the pearl's spiritual gift is compassion. Is somebody who just really cares, somebody who's empathetic. And the pearl in your business, if you have someone that's a pearl, again, tell them about the event and just say, you know what, I need your help. Would you mind helping with some part of the event? Because the pearls want to help. The pearl might not be like the leader in front of the room, but the pearl might be the person, taking care of the registration or whatnot. But what's the funny thing about pearls? They had people stand up who are millionaires or who'd earned over $1 million in the Danny Johnson event, and they said, if you're a pearl and you've made over $1 million, stand up. And there was a lot of pearls that were millionaires, and it was like really cool to see. So it's not like a pearl can't be super successful in business, but that's just their personality style. Now everybody has different traits. Like some of you, like my dad has a lot of pearl tendencies, but he's also a ruby. So you have a primary gem and a secondary gem. So I want you to chat, give me some chats right now of who in your life is a pearl, or if you think you are a pearl yourself, tell us that you're a pearl. Be interesting to see. But yeah, so that is a pearl. And remember, you have a primary and a secondary. So you might be a sapphire pearl or a sapphire ruby. So let's go to the next one. Oops, we got a chat here. Michael Baez, you're a pearl? Really, Mike? Interesting. Awesome. It's all about helping people. There's a lot of super successful pearls. All right, so now we're going to talk about the emeralds. All right. And Jared Harris says, I'm still a pearl, but transforming. Well, you know what? A pearl is good. You just want to become a refined pearl. So a refined pearl is somebody who actually learns how to speak up for themselves. They still have all the benefits of a pearl, but then they work on the weaknesses of a pearl. So you want to become a refined pearl. In fact, a refined pearl can speak to an emerald and like what the emerald needs to hear, speak in very technical terms. A refined pearl can talk to a ruby and stand up for themselves or not get offended by a ruby. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But yes, whatever gem you are, you don't need to change. You don't need to change your gem. You just want to refine your gem and work on the weaknesses that's kind of natural for each gem because they all have their strengths and weaknesses. What gem do you think Ralph is, Mike? Mike Baez? And from Randy to, so is Viola, is mom a pearl? Is that what you're saying, Dad? Mom's a pearl? All right, so let's go to emeralds. You might be an emerald if your perfect gift is a new planner or color-coded stickers. All right. Oh, mom's an emerald. Yes, that's right. You need to hear the other gems. Okay, Mike, let's do this. So you might be an emerald if your perfect gift is a new planner or color-coded stickers. You might be an emerald if your systems have systems. Do I sound like an emerald? I bet I am. You often say, what's the bottom line? Absolutely. Excel is your playground. Microsoft Excel is your playground. You are never late. Now, that's not my characteristic. So I actually have some sapphire in me because I am late a lot. So I am working on that. And you want to know all the details before you decide. So someone who wants to know all the details. Now, the emerald spiritual gift is wisdom and discernment. And the emerald basically, they're going to look at the pros, they're going to look at the cons, they're going to move slowly, but they're going to make the right decision. Emeralds usually have money in the bank because they're good savers, they're good planners. But the emerald's weaknesses is basically like sometimes they want to know every little thing, and they actually have paralysis by analysis. They do not take action because they're too busy collecting details, and so that's a form of stalling. That's a form of fear, of procrastination. So as an emerald, I have to know when to stop studying something and to start taking action, and that's the main thing about the emeralds. How an emerald dresses is also very like dated and like kind of like classic. They'll wear, like I have the same suit coat that I like for 5 years. I've worn the same like kind of suit coat thing with my jeans because I like it. It's like a good suit coat. So I save my clothes a long time. I don't buy very many new clothes because I like what I have and it works and it's functional. It's all about functional. So an emerald is very kind of detailed in that. Also, what else about an emerald? Oh, if you want to talk to an emerald, okay, about a business, first thing is about the emerald, don't get freaked out if they have a million questions. Be patient with the emerald and answer their questions. And if they need time to think about it, that's okay. Schedule the next meeting. Give them all the data that they need, and then just help them make that decision on the next meeting. And if they're not ready at the next meeting, then let them keep going to the meetings until they are ready. You're not going to get an emerald to move until they are ready. So you got to definitely respect that, but make sure you get the emeralds all their information. If you want to talk to an emerald and make them happy, talk about how great of a system that we have with USANA. You say this is a system that's been proven, and if you follow the system, you're going to be successful because emeralds love systems and plans. So an emerald loves that. So talk to the emerald how they need to be talked to. Sometimes the emeralds can scare their sapphires because the sapphires want to play and have fun, and they come across an emerald who's a prospect. They're like, I can't deal with this person. They're too detail oriented. They're asking too many questions. If you're a sapphire, you want to be a refined sapphire and be able to talk to the emerald in the emerald's language. All right, so that is emerald. That's how you deal with an emerald. That's how you get the most out of an emerald, and that's emerald. So who is an emerald in your life? Give me a chat if you know anyone who's an emerald in your life besides me and Viola Krebs. Who else is an emerald? Remember that you have a primary and a secondary. I think I'm an emerald ruby. Oh, Jared Harris, your mom's an emerald. Okay, cool. All right. Well, now you know how to get the most and the best relationship with your mom. All right, Lisa Hughes, secondary sapphire. So Lisa's an emerald and a secondary sapphire. Is that what you're saying? Betty Meyer is a pearl. Oh, yeah, Betty is. She's awesome. All right, so now it's time to talk about rubies. Who's a ruby? Randy Krebs is a ruby. Renee Martinez is a ruby. I know that for sure. So let's see here. The ruby. You might be a ruby if your perfect gift is recognition or a status symbol like a luxury brand. Like if you like to have the nice vehicle and have like a status symbol type of vehicle, then you might be a ruby. Or maybe like a Christian Louboutin, shoes, or a Rolex or something like that, then you can. Megan says Renee is definitely a ruby, right? Or a tag watch, or whatever is really, really nice. Another thing about rubies, you do not like playing if you don't think you can win. So a ruby, if they don't think they can win, they're not even going to play because they want to win so bad. All right. Rubies, you naturally gravitate towards leadership. So, rubies are usually the people that are leading the room, in front of the room, leading the crowds. Rubies, you thrive off goals and challenges. There's nothing that you can't do. Rubies always go for big goals and love the challenge. And rubies can't stand complacency or lack of drive. So people who are just sitting around, you can't stand them, or you can't stand when people are just lazy like that because you're so driven. Now, the spiritual gift of a ruby is leadership. So somebody who, again, is leading the groups, leading the teams, taking action. I have a lot of ruby tendencies for sure. I actually do like the luxury brands and gravitate towards leadership. But that's my secondary. I think I'm still a primary emerald. I have a lot of sapphire as well, but I think I'm an emerald ruby. I think that's what my gem is. But the weakness of the ruby is actually very interesting because it's the same as their strength. So what that means is the weakness is that they actually many times burn themselves out because they're doing too much. They're working so hard. They're going so hard for their goals that they actually forget to eat, and then they skip meals, or they forget to sleep and they just work through the night. They're just so driven that sometimes it's actually to their detriment. So there's nothing more powerful than a refined ruby. And that means that a ruby that actually takes care of themselves and knows when to slow down, make sure they make time to sleep, make sure they make time to eat, takes care of themselves, then you're going to be a refined ruby. A ruby with accountability is what makes you a refined ruby. Someone that actually holds themselves accountable to someone else that's important to them in their life. And so that's basically a ruby. Now, if you want to if you have a prospect that's a ruby, what you do is you talk to them about money. Because again, the ruby likes to make money. So you say that this is a great opportunity to make money. If I send you this 15-minute video on how to make money, would you watch it? And they would say, yes, they will watch it because they are motivated by money. Okay. Don't talk to your ruby necessarily about a system or helping people. I mean, sometimes rubies do want to help people. Like my dad, his secondary is a pearl. But make sure that you talk about what the ruby likes, which is to make money and to be the best. Talk about the luxury brands. Talk about those things that are what people are accomplishing with their USANA business. And the ruby also, the thing about the ruby is you got to get to the point. So rubies don't like all the touchy-feely stuff. They want to get right to the point. They want it to be quick. They want it to be simple. And the rubies a lot of times will offend the pearls because the pearls, they like it to be like very non-confrontational and lovey-dovey. And the rubies are like so direct that if you want to be refined ruby, you want to say, okay, I have a pearl here. I'm not going to push them so hard. I'm not going to be so confrontational with a pearl. Right. But now if you're a refined pearl, then you don't want to, don't get offended so easily by the ruby because the rubies that's how they are. They're not trying to be offensive. That's just kind of like how they're wired. So you have to forgive the ruby. If the ruby offends you, be patient with the ruby. And, the ruby's going to really appreciate that you don't take everything so personal because the rubies sometimes tend to offend the pearls. So who in your life is a ruby? If you're a ruby, give me a chat, or who in your life is a ruby? Or what is your gem? If you're on this webinar live with us, give me a chat. Tell me what your gem is. What's your primary gem? what is your secondary gem? So I can tell you that my wife, Crystal, her primary gem is sapphire. Her secondary gem is ruby. So she likes all the brand names and the Christian Louboutin heels, the red bottoms, and she likes the luxury cars and, you know, the lifestyle stuff. But she's all about having fun. So she's pretty much the life of the party. Megan says, Renee does like challenges, so I don't agree with number 2 on the ruby. You don't like playing if you don't think you can win. Yeah, that's more of like saying, yeah, of course he likes challenges for sure. But yeah, don't like playing if you don't think you can win. That's like, if it's not even a challenge, if there's no possibility, sometimes rubies won't even play. But Renee is also a refined ruby, so Renee would probably still play because he's definitely refined. Viola, my mom is a primary emerald, secondary ruby sapphire. See, that's even a very emerald answer. Your secondary is 2 different gems, ruby/sapphire. That's pretty emerald answer, Mom. I love it. But I can see how you're a ruby sapphire. I know you like to have fun, and I know you're driven. And Jared Harris is a pearl, and the secondary is emerald. Sometimes you jump back and forth. Yeah, for sure. I can see that, Jared. You do great on all the scripts. You follow the system really, really well. What about you, Megan Martinez? What's your gem? And Mike Baez, what's your secondary gem? And Crystal Krebs, we've been talking about you the whole time. Andrea, what's your gem? And Adriana, what's your gem? And Sally, what's your secondary gem? I'm curious to see what y'all's gems are. So y'all can send me chats. Definitely want to hear what your gems are. We'll continue this conversation. But before we end this, is there any questions? Send me a chat if you have any questions about the gems before we end this. But to sum it up, I just want to share with you that knowing these gems is invaluable because when you know what gem you are, you know where you can improve, you know what your strengths are, and you know that, like, I know that I'm not a sapphire, so I know that I need to work on that, and I need to be able to talk to sapphires. I know that, I need to talk to pearls in a different way. So when you can handle all of the gems, you're going to do amazing with your business, even better than you already are. So Megan says primary sapphire, secondary pearl ruby. Interesting, pearl ruby. All right, Megan, I can definitely see that. For sure, sapphire. Crystal, Crystal's gone from sapphire to ruby, huh? So you're a primary ruby now, Crystal? Interesting. Ruby, sapphire, pearl, emerald, you think? That's funny. Ruby to sapphire. Adriana, you think you're an emerald? I don't know if you're an emerald, Adriana. I think you're a ruby. I've thought you were a ruby since the beginning. I guess we'll see, though. You know best. Michael Baez, you're solo confused. You're confused? What? Mike, man, Mike, I kind of feel like you're a sapphire, Mike. I think you're a ruby, Adriana, because you dress with black. Rubies wear black a lot. Rubies look sharp all the time. You look sharp all the time, Adriana. Your outfits are always like perfect, on point. I've noticed a lot of things about you, Adriana, that make me feel like you're a ruby. But I don't know, maybe you like the systems. Maybe you're a ruby emerald, or maybe you're an emerald ruby like me. Sally Passain says, gosh, a little emerald, a little sapphire, a little pearl. Okay, so a combination of all those things. Well, I can tell that you have some emerald, Sally, because you're following our systems really well with our weekly action plans and all the things like that. Michael Baez, what is Ralph? What's Ralph's gem? I think Ralph's a pearl. Maybe pearl ruby or pearl emerald. I think Ralph's a pearl emerald maybe. And my guess for you, Mike, is sapphire. I think sapphire ruby. But that's my guess. You know yourself better. These are just me speculating. But regardless, please pay attention. Oh, Michael says you're not a ruby. Okay, got it. No ruby. Whatever you are, please make it an effort to figure out what the gems are in your life, the people that are most important to you, and talk to them in their language, especially your prospects. I want to thank you for being on this training, and I look forward to hearing about your success using the gems and making sure that you serve everybody the best, you have the most fun, you follow a simple system, and make a lot of money doing it. So I'll talk to you soon. All right, don't go anywhere. To finish up our webinar, we have USANA University happening this Friday in Los Angeles. I'm sorry, this Saturday in Los Angeles. It's going to be amazing. And then in 2 Saturdays, it's going to be in San Antonio. And this event is going to take your branding, your storytelling, and social selling to the next level. It's only $35, and you're going to be hearing from top diamond directors in our company. Normally an event like this could cost as much as $1,000. You know, I've gone to events where you spend $200-300 for your ticket, you fly there, all this, you know, cost to get the training that you could get for $35. If you're in the San Antonio area, you have to go to this. You'll get so much in your business. It really makes a huge difference to be at this. So USANA University, if you're not in San Antonio, you come visit us. You know, if you want, we'll figure out roommates and room situation if you want to travel. If you're going to LA, let me know, and we can also find roommates for you in LA. But these are the last 2 events for USANA University for this 4th quarter, so I want to highly recommend that you make it out to one of these events. And DC is November 7th, not September 30th. Thank you, Crystal. I didn't know that. Okay, we're going to have to change that. Okay, so Washington, DC, you still have November 7th, which is actually a Tuesday. So, okay, thank you, Crystal. We really appreciate that. GoPro's coming up, guys, November 16th through the 18th in Las Vegas. This is one of the top events of the year. Like I had said before, you're going to be hearing from Mr. Eric Worre, Mr. GoPro himself, Pitbull, and Anthony Robbins, as well as top leaders in the network marketing field. Ticket is $400, but you know what? You get what you pay for. You're going to be with the best of the best in the industry. They say birds of a feather flock together. If you're planning on going to Las Vegas, let us know. We have 2 tickets for sale for Randy and Viola Krebs. And so that's going to be obviously who we want you to get tickets from first. But the event is going to be probably sold out. So super excited for everyone. And let us know if you're still planning on going. We can work something out with you. And then going into 2018, we have Challenge U, January 25th through the 27th in Salt Lake City, and February 8th through the 10th in San Antonio. Mark your calendars, February 8th through the 10th, and January 25th through the 27th. This event is the best way to kick off the new year, and there's so much happening with Challenge U. It's actually a 2-day live interactive event. That's right, Jared Harris. And then, ladies, Sweet Retreat is coming up as well, February 1st through the 3rd, 2018. Mark your calendars. Oh, Crystal says actually November 18th on the Washington, D.C. event. Thank you, Crystal. But back to the Sweet Retreat, February 1st through the 3rd. This is one of the biggest events of the year for females. I wish I could go to this event. They have such amazing speakers, and it's going to be in Costa Mesa, California. How fun is that? So more details to come, but please save those dates. And then the 2018 celebrations will be announced soon. And then the most important event of the year, if you go to anything, this would be the one. August 15th through the 18th, International Convention. Tickets are $279 until July of 2018. Then they go up to like $499. So you definitely want to get your ticket, start setting aside money for your event, because this is this is the most important event of the year. Why? Because people from all 20 countries are there. All the top earners, you hear from Dr. Wentz, our founder, all the best people in the company go to convention. That's the one thing that nobody misses. So make sure that this event is the most important event on your calendar for your USANA business. Texas Associates, this Thursday we have Gwen Burnell, who's a Ruby director, 6-figure earner in USANA that was a former PTA president and a housewife and grandma. She's a housewife and grandma, but she's literally one of the top USANA associates, and she lives in New Braunfels, Texas. She's coming to San Antonio. And then you're going to also be hearing from Matt Ryan, who is a 1-star diamond director. He's a $1 million club earner with USANA. He's a former landscape company owner and he was actually working for UPS as well when he started his business. It's this Thursday at 7 p.m. Guests are free, and it's $5 for associates. Definitely make sure you're there. You're going to learn a lot. That's even if you don't bring in a guest, but please focus on bringing a guest, because this is an amazing event for a guest. And then, of course, we talked about October 28th for San Antonio. Huge event that's coming up. Very important. And then the last slide is, this is a picture of the bins that I keep in the trunk of my car. I want to encourage you to always have GoPro audios, GoPro CDs. When you go to an event, make sure you bring your computer. Make sure you bring your copies. Don't rely on your upline for their computer and their copies. You be that leader. You're the one that's the pro. And you will get paid like a pro when you go pro and you treat your business very, very seriously. So I want to encourage you to do that. I really appreciate it. And now we've completed our webinar. I think we're done 13 minutes early tonight. So I'm going to just open it up for questions and or comments. And I'm just going to call on some people and hear what their highlights were. Let's go to Adriana Perez. Adriana. Dad, can you unmute Adriana? What was the highlight for you on the webinar tonight? Let's see if Adriana's there. I'm not sure if she's able to unmute herself. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes. What was the highlight for you tonight, Adriana?
That you never, I guess for me, it was to not settle for anything. Always shoot for the best and shoot as far as you can, because you can get there.
Sounds like a Ruby answer to me.
You think so?
I do. I really do. And
Okay.
what gem do you think is Mario, your boyfriend?
Let's
Oh,
see.
he's right there. Hi, Mario. What gem are you?
I have no idea.
He's not sure, he says.
I think he might be a pearl.
You think so?
Yeah, because y'all complement each other really well. And he's very supportive.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, Adriana. I'll call you afterwards.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's go to Andrea Hall. Dad, can you unmute Andrea? What was your highlight from tonight's webinar?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I got on a little late, but just, reading, I was trying to catch up on the different personalities, the Emerald, Ruby, Pearl.
Yes.
So all those were interesting. I remember doing that at one of Danny Johnson's seminars, but I kind of forgot about all of that. But yes, I thought that part was pretty interesting. It was good to hear all that again.
Awesome. And what gem is your husband, Gary?
I would say Gary's a pearl too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Two pearls. Interesting. That's great.
Yeah.
What about your daughter, Christine?
Oh, goodness. She likes to have fun. I would say she's a sapphire. And,
Sapphire. Okay.
When you're with her, she's the life of the party.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you for being on. It's great to hear your voice. I look forward to hearing how you do this week with your gems.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Let's go to Megan Martinez. Megan, what was the highlight for you on the webinar?
Hey, Jared. I guess just, kind of going back and seeing, of course, like trying to figure out, because I know before this, we tried to figure out what gems we were before, but almost seeing how different and how much you can change and your gems can change.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? As you grow as a person, you're not the same person as you were, say 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, I could have been a pearl to begin with. And then now I'm a, sapphire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like your gems can change when your personality changes or yourself. Yourself just changes. Yeah, you're growing and changing constantly. So I would think that your gems would change as well. But like me, I'm a sapphire. I relate to sapphires really well. Renee's a straight up ruby. So I think we complement each other in that way. but also I have pearl tendencies and ruby tendencies too. Like just maybe 1 or 2 from the rubies and you know, maybe like 3 or 4 tendencies from a pearl. So I think I'm like a sapphire pearl ruby.
That's good. You're balanced.
Yeah, and you know, I think I have some traits for, you know, for an emerald too. Like I would totally love a planner with color coded stickers. I mean, that's just me. I love stationery, but I mean, it's not my strength. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just like figuring out what gems I am, and you know, it's fun. I like that part.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Megan. That's great to hear that I love what you said about evolving. You know, I can see that in myself too. I used to be very emerald, and now I've become a lot more fun, and that's because I learned about the gems.
You're fun?
I think I'm fun. Maybe I'm not actually fun, but I think I'm fun.
I'm kidding. You're so much fun, Jared.
Oh, thank you. Awesome. Thank you for being on the webinar. Good to hear your voice.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
Let's go to Sally Passane in Seattle, Washington. Sally, what were the highlights for you on the webinar tonight?
You know, I've used this system, but with different words. The DISC system.
Okay.
I've used it, and it's very true. I mean, everybody can be a little bit of everything. You know, nobody's always one particular category, just like we're finding with all these people they're crossing over. But there's highlights, and when you get those people who always want to dot the I's and cross the T's and need to know every single detail, you really got to bring out the patience.
Yep.
You know, and I remember that because I used to sell real estate, and boy, they were the scariest person to deal with.
The
until,
Emerald Theory, huh?
Yeah, just because you're fearful of the questions they're going to ask that you don't know.
Yeah. But you sound like you said you are an Emerald as your primary.
I don't think I'm a primary now, but I do like systems. Once I learn them, I like to go buy them and use them if I find them worthy. But I don't know. Maybe I am more Emerald than I let on to be. But
work our system really well with Team DSI.
Well, I'm working on it, but I like that stuff. But I like to have fun too. If you told me it was all about paperwork, I wouldn't even show up.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely worth knowing who you're talking to for sure.
Well, I want to congratulate you on everything you're doing with your business. It's awesome to see you taking it by the reins and helping people.
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
That's right. One day at a time. Every single day, do something for your business.
Yes, I am.
You got it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sally. Let's go to Michael Baez. What was the highlight for you on the webinar? You able to unmute Michael, Dad? Let's see, Mike, are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. For me, it was just really, I guess, digging into the different gems and trying to get to know the different gems better and how to apply them to my business. And in terms of myself, I was really serious when I said I'm confused. It's because I think I have a little bit of everything. Because when I look at it, I'm going, yeah, I can be outgoing. You know, I'm compassionate, very compassionate. I definitely like systems, and you know, I definitely, you know, like I'm not sure yet. I would say leadership to a certain extent as well. So, and I definitely like money. So. So that's why I'm saying I'm confused, but I guess I'm a little bit of everything. You know, that's why I see myself.
That's actually good to be. It's actually really, that's what they stress in the training is to be as balanced as you can. So that's cool that you're so balanced.
Oh, thank you. I guess that's a good thing.
What do you think Ralph is?
He's got some ruby tendencies, and he's also got some sapphires.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I know he's not a very organized person, and I do know he likes to go out, you know, and have a good time as well. So those two, I will say, for sure. Emerald, probably. I don't know. I guess he could have a little bit of that. And I would say probably Ruby Sapphire is my guess.
Ruby Sapphire. Cool.
What do you think?
I'll have to ask him. I think he's a Pearl. I think he's 100%.
Really?
Pearl Ruby.
Huh.
Or Ruby Pearl. That's my thoughts.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks for being on the webinar, man. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okie doke.
Actually, in 30 minutes when we do our call.
Right. That's right.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Let's go to Crystal Krebs. Baby, what was the highlights for you on the webinar?
You talking about me? No, I'm just kidding.
Kidding.
No, it's just cool to hear, or actually more to see everybody's chat, like what everybody was thinking they were, and kind of everybody realizing, oh, okay, I think I'm this, I think I'm that. Like, it's cool to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, being this Sapphire Ruby, like, it depends for me. Like, it's going to depend. Like, now doing this nonprofit, I'm very Ruby because I want to get it done and but I want it to be the best and blah, blah, blah. But I still want to have a lot of fun doing it. But I'm helping a lot of animals, so
yeah,
that's like, I teeter in those three, but I do want it. I do like the finer things in life.
I know. I know that.
But no, it's just, I know. I'm not quite that organized, but I have you, so thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for being on, baby. And I'm glad that you enjoyed it. It was cool to see everybody's gems, for sure. It's always new,
It's
even
new, and it's fun.
We do this every about 6 months. We do this training, and it's neat to see, the new people that get it for the first time too.
Mm-hmm. So this was fun. I think we should have the gems test.
Yes.
On how we can.
Well,
break that.
We could do that. We just have to plan it.
Exactly.
So I love Crystal no matter what gem she is. Megan Martinez.
Yay!
Aw,
I love Megan. That's my friend.
That's precious. Awesome. Thank you, baby.
Yep.
Final word goes to Randy and Viola Krebs. What were the highlights for you on the webinar? Are you there, Dad?
This is Mom. I got on the tail end of the webinar. This is always a really fun subject for everybody. And I just want to thank everyone for all of your prayers for me and for the team and the support and love that I've been feeling from everyone. But yeah, this pearls, the Emerald Ruby Sapphire Pearl is always a really fun study. And it's just really good to know that you can actually communicate with all of these different styles, which has been really helpful. Mm-hmm. For me, I'm predominantly Emerald, so I like all of the detail, and of course now with my cancer journey, I'm digging deep into the different details, and hoping that someday it'll be of helpful to someone else, which would be my pearl side.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, thank you, Mom. You are definitely in the middle of a great story you're going to be creating. We're super proud of you with everything that you're going through, and thank you for being such an amazing mom. And we love you.
Thank you.
Yep. No, gems is always my favorite part of Danny Johnson's training. We went to Danny Johnson for almost 2 years straight. Every 9 weeks?
6 to 8 weeks, yeah.
6 to 8 weeks, yeah. And gems was a very big, the fun part, I should say. I really enjoyed it. And, you know, just my first time that she did gems, I was totally offended as a Ruby because we like to be in charge, but then we get told that our leadership skills are the worst of all the gems. So it was good. But true, it's very eye-opening. You can't have two Rubies leading a group. It's tough. You need all of the gems to have a dynamic team. And
Yep.
that's what I love about our team. We have all our gems.
Oh, yes, we do.
And, you know, don't try to change your gem. Be proud of, you know, what you are. Refine it. Listen to what Jared said. Refine your gem. Sharpen it up. Make it beautiful. But, you know, keep your dominant gem what it is, and just know that your secondary gems are also helpful for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Dad, for the great words of wisdom. That's very true. Refine your gem.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's going to conclude the webinar for tonight. I really, really enjoyed it. Ralph called. He will be there tomorrow at 11 a.m. Okay. Oh, Megan Martinez says, love you, Viola.
Love you too,
We all
Megan.
do.
That's right. All right. We're going to unmute the lines and everyone say good night and God bless.
Good night and God bless.
Good night. God bless.
Good night. God bless.